The white metallic vibes are such a beautiful pair of shoes, but not when they're in this condition. By the end of this video, you're going to see a really satisfying transformation. So let's get into it. These only came with one pair of laces. I'm not sure why. These are really nasty on the inside. And same thing for the insoles. I'm going to spray the interiors with OxiClean White Revive and let it soak in. In the meantime, let's clean the exteriors. This part's really straightforward, just soap and water and an all-purpose brush. The netting appears to be in good condition, so I'm confident these are going to restore nicely. For the bottoms and the toe caps, we're using a brass brush. In the meantime, the OxiClean is soaked in. Now we're just going to go in and spray back some more soap and agitate these stains. If we don't break down these stains, they're not going to clean properly. I'm not a fan of white insoles, and you probably can see why. We're just going to repeat the same steps. When you put in your shoe trees, you're going to notice that the creases are getting stretched out, and that's exactly what we're looking for. The leather will hold on to the shape while it dries. There's no broken parts anywhere on these shoes, so they're a good candidate for the washing machine. You probably know the drill by now. Cold cycle, 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going to let these dry in the sun and cover up the midsoles. This is going to help us prevent separation. Also, they dry much faster from the inside out. The shoes are dried, and it's time to take care of the creasing. And we're just using a wet rag and an iron. The ankle region is kind of hard to decrease, but it's still worth a try. A few passes is all you need. You don't want to overdo it. We're doing the same thing for the toe boxes. In most cases, the shoe trees will take care of the creasing, but since we're already here, we might as well. To remove the factory finish, we're using acetone for the uppers and rubbing alcohol for the midsoles. If there's any surface stains remaining, this will take care of it. With the uppers cleaned, we can begin our painting process, and we're using Angelus flat white. You can find all my materials down below. I'm keeping my brush damp so the paint can spread easier. This is going to make sure that it's not heavily applied and it looks natural. We can use a heat gun to speed up the process. The white paint is hard to lay down, so you gotta look at it in different angles. Luckily, these midsoles are not cracking or peeling, they just need a little touch-up. The paint that I'm using for the secondary color is metallic silver. It's not a perfect match, but it's still very close. I'm going over the whole thing so it's all uniform. You can see I'm going back and forth, and I don't recommend this. You have to do one coat at a time. If not, it's just going to keep wiping off. Like before, check out the repaint in different angles and lighting just to make sure that you didn't miss anything. The lining is kind of faded, so I'm using paint to touch it up. Now I'm just going to clean up any paint spills, and we can move on to our finisher. To protect our paint job, I'm using Krylon matte finisher, and 2 to 3 light coats is all you need. You don't want to overdo it. Let them air out completely before you move on. To remove our yellowing, we can use our indoor setup. I'm applying Salon Care 50 and wrapping it in saran wrap. So I left these inside the unit on and off for about 2 weeks or so, averaging around 6 to 8 hours a day. If you guys haven't built one of these units yet, I strongly recommend doing so. If you want to check out that video, there should be a pop-up. To remove the sock lint, I'm using a fabric shaver. You can find this on eBay for like $8. Finally, we can lace them up. These laces are really cheap to replace, and they go on sale pretty often, so I usually have a lot of these piled up. And that's all there is to this restoration. I want to thank you so much for all your support, and if you have any questions, you can drop them down below or message me on IG. Take care guys, I'll see you in the next one.